Changing the game means we shatter the standard. Progress requires a powerful pace, but the right tools can take us to a braver place. Some come to play the game. We're here to change it. Make way.
Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Montavon, and I am here with my mom. My mom is the second professional water skier in our family, after my grandma and my grandpa, who were both national champions and national record holders themselves. My mom has won 7 national championships and set 7 U.S. national records before having me and my brother Zachary. And then she went on to win 4 more national titles and set 4 more U.S. national records after having us kids. Hi, Mom.
Hey. Hi, everyone. I'm Sally Montavon. I'm here with my daughter, Elizabeth Montavon, who is a 9th-ranked slalom skier in the world. She was a 3-time All-American at the University of Alabama and won 9 national championships in tricks and has made 4 Pro Tour podiums in slalom so far.
Roll Tide. Did you ever have a role model during your time in sport competing?
I absolutely do. And this one's so easy.
I know who it's going to be. I already know because everybody would answer it this way. Yes.
Liz Allen Reed. Wow. Wow. Unfortunately, Liz passed away this past year. But Liz was, she's just so iconic in our sport. And, not just one event, not just one of the disciplines. This woman excelled in all 3 events. She dominated, and she really pushed those parameters around what was physically possible. It's just a fine example of someone who said, hey, a woman can do it too, and here's how well we can do it. I admire her tremendously. And as a person as well, an incredibly beautiful, kind person, wickedly intelligent. I can't say enough about Liz.
Yeah, I mean, she probably is and will always be the greatest female water skier of all time because of what she did across all 3 disciplines for so long. What woman encouraged you in your life to set big goals, and who made way for you in that regard? Because you are very good at goal setting and teaching other people how to set goals.
My mom. Your grandmother was, an incredible inspiration. She was, a highly educated woman with a very adventurous spirit. She herself was, she was obsessed with the process. And it was always about what was the lesson, or what do you know now that you didn't know before? She would say things like, you don't have a chance until you decide to show up. And the more you show up, the more probability you'll give yourself. How will you make way, if you will, for the future women athletes?
I had kind of a big epiphany at the beginning of the year. I was like, what mantra do I really want to stay committed to this season? That kind of mission, you will, this year for me has been to keep sharing the resources that I've collected, the connections that I've made, the learning curves I go through, sharing those with other women, regardless of their skill level. If I can help them kind of fast track through those lessons that I learned the hard way, like I had my hands in the mud, like I had to figure it out, I think that we as women can get further faster. That's where social media has been really valuable to me, and being able to connect digitally with people, because I don't want to feel like I'm gatekeeping information. I can't sleep at night knowing that I'm holding other women back because I know something that could help them. And that's very tempting to do as an elite athlete. You want to keep your secrets, but what are you going to do? Share it after you've retired? Only after you've retired? Then all that info is kind of gone with your career, because there's that next generation of women who are figuring it out, making it bigger, better, faster. So if I share now and this group gets better, that next group can use us as a springboard. What would you like to see still happen for women?
To be paid equally, always. I think that for sponsors to prioritize female athletes in their budgets.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I would love women to be more involved in R&D and testing. But at the end of the day, really, women bring so much more to the table than, hey, how hot is she?
Yeah. And I mean, that's just so sad that that is still like a talking point that we're discussing for my, age group that's on the tour. And what I love about water skiing is there's a lot of data, and it's you could really make a lot of statistics out of water ski data, very data driven. Pro women's slalom experience is actually more relevant to the general water ski population. When I speak about the general population, I mean recreational skiers, amateur competitors, masters division competitors, because pro women train and compete at 34 miles an hour, and the overwhelming majority of those other divisions compete at 34 miles an hour or slower. Pro men train and compete at 36 miles an hour. So when you just look at that for the data that it is, pro women's feedback should be much more valued in R&D for all types of equipment across water skiing, because it has a bigger impact on the general population. Mom, tell me a little bit about your expectations versus the realities that you've experienced with Title IX. Is there something that you were looking forward to that maybe didn't happen as quickly as you thought it would?
When I was on tour, there were pro events where women had to wear a particular bikini. Who does that, right? We're athletes. We need to wear what we need to wear so we are comfortable. All of this was also post Title IX. I went back and I watched that event on TV, and it just made me so sad to see all the women I respected in these stupid little black bikinis. You had to wear the bikini to compete in the event, and the pro event is where the money is, right? These women have to make a living. However, the men got to wear whatever they wanted. And so, how is that fair? Another idea I think I would like improved upon is in our team dynamics. In water skiing, you're only ever on a team if you're on like a national team, which is more rare, or a collegiate team. So there's not a lot of practice in the team dynamic, like Little League, high school, etc. When a woman on one of those teams underperforms, the narrative is that she let the team down. When a man underperforms, he just wasn't on his game. It wasn't his day. I would really like to see a more fair and productive co-ed narrative and dynamic.
Has it ever been difficult for you to watch, like women my age, women my generation, getting different opportunities kind of like that, different opportunities that you didn't have access to?
Oh, no. It just makes me so proud. It's such a gratifying, it's just absolutely gratifying to see the progress. I mean, hey, we have really moved the needle, and that's a good thing. Were you aware that you had more opportunities?
I think in water skiing, it's interesting because everybody likes to talk about the glory days and how there was so much more opportunity back in the day. But I really don't see it that way. I think there's been a very epic trade-off of opportunity. In your day, water skiing was big, hot summer nights, right?
Yeah, right on.
But, if I, take the right video, I can go viral and get a larger viewership than you ever would have. So it's a different kind of opportunity. These, digital mediums, I now have free creative control in telling my story. When you're on an outlet, you only get as much airtime as they give you. You get the story that they position and tell about you.
Certainly, that's a really good point you made about, controlling the narrative. I remember there were 2 interviews that what was actually published, that wasn't the story at all. And
Wow.
but I had no control over what the final product was going to look like in publication. So, but
Right.
very good point. Would you find that virtual connection to family, like as this video call, has it helped motivate you, maybe inspire you, remind you, if you will, of that change that Title IX afforded?
I mean, yeah, because the fact that like our pro events are webcast, it makes me feel like you and the family is with me. There's obviously the stereotype still that women should be the primary homemaker, women should be family centric first, almost to the point that they give up things that maybe they're passionate about or that they love, and things like being able to hop on a video call, the webcast, social media. It makes it possible for me to like have it all because I get to be connected to my family. I get to love on you guys and share my life with you, but I also get to chase my passions and my goals at the same time. And so I no longer have to compromise like I imagine plenty of other women have done. It's not really even imagine. I know a lot of women had to compromise. And I know now that I don't. So, Mom, I don't know if I ever told you this story, but when we were at Hilltop this past year, when the 8 of us made it into the finals, 8 women in the finals, it was a head-to-head format, right? So it was brackets. And my first bracket was against Menon, reigning world champion. I mean, she's like Menon, she needs no introduction. And all I could think to myself was, okay, don't be the only woman in this final who doesn't run 38 off. Like, we have to, as women, we have to stop missing that particular pass because the men's skill set has elevated so high in the past 2 to 3 years. And us as women still think that, like missing 38 off is an option. So I ran 38 off after Menon because she was the one going out first in the bracket. And I dropped down by the dock and I looked at Stevie on the dock and I said to him, I didn't want to be the only woman who didn't run 38 off today. So anyway, we finished the bracket up. Menon beat me. I would have had to have PR'd to beat Menon. She is incredible. But that pushed me competing against Menon. Well, then I come to find out after the event, the next bracket up was Allie and Sam. And they both ran 35 to the far end, and they were sitting in the water next to each other. And they're competing, right? They're in the middle of their head-to-head. Allie turns to Sam, and she goes, did you hear what Elizabeth said about not missing 38? And Sam was like, yeah, we can't miss 38 now. So they came back after their bracket, and they told me, they were like, yeah, we all just realized, like, we should not miss 38 anymore. Like, we're good enough. And I was like, that's not really like why I said it at all. I was just saying to Stevie, like, whoo, like, thank God. And since then, there has been no pro event where a woman has missed 38 in the finals.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Right? Not because it's not like because I made it happen, but I said it out loud and like all of the women went, yeah, wait, we're better than this. Like, let's not make this like an option anymore. And so, I mean, it's hard when you're competing in an individual sport because you're always competing. And I wouldn't say that's necessarily like a team dynamic that I had with those women, but I just kind of said to them, like, hey, we shouldn't ski any worse than this ever again because we're better than this. And it was kind of cool to chat with them, after the event about like what that meant to them and what it meant to me. And yeah, no woman has missed 38 in a pro final since then. Yeah,
that's cool. That is just, the expression of when we all get better, we all get better. Mm-hmm. It's just so true. There's so much power in numbers. And when we unify behind a belief that, hey, we can all be better and we can support each other in doing that, I mean, we will get so much more accomplished, so much faster. We will go so much farther.
I think it's very obvious, how much your mindset and your drive and your kind of rejection of any gender norms has rubbed off on me and made me, the athlete that I am today and the person that I am today. My memory of you as a kid will always be like, oh, there goes Mom, like doing what she wants, getting what she wants. And, I knew nobody gave it to you. But it's just because you figured out how to make things happen. And then you just went and did it. And you never hesitated. And so, yeah, I would say you're probably my biggest role model in sport, ultimately. Thank you, Mom. You made way for my generation of women and women athletes.
Oh, thank you, honey. I love you very much. I'm so proud of you.
I love you too.